Imagine staring down a mountain of water taller than a 10-story building, your heart pounding with both terror and exhilaration. For Santa Cruz native Alessandro "Allo" Sleber, this wasn't just a fantasy, it was a real-life test of skill and nerve that could rewrite surfing history. On Saturday night, the 24-year-old surfer will sit in anxious anticipation at an awards gala, waiting to learn if he achieved what many in the surfing world consider almost mythical. Catching and successfully riding a 100-foot wave. This would not only shatter the existing world record, a massive 86-footer tamed by Germany's Sebastian Steutner at Nazaré, Portugal in 2020, but also cement Sleber's place in the annals of extreme sports. Early buzz measured Sleber's Mavericks ride at a jaw-dropping 108 feet. But here's where the drama unfolds. Can the official judges confirm it? Surfing such a behemoth isn't just a tick on the bucket list. It's the holy grail for big wave riders. Sleber himself put it humbly, making history would be awesome, but even if I didn't set the record, I experienced the biggest wave of my life. That's something I'll always treasure. That unforgettable day just before Christmas was no ordinary surf session. Mavericks, an infamous surf break lurking a half-mile from Half Moon Bay, was getting pounded by a monstrous swell, the very storm that demolished the Santa Cruz wharf. Waves grew so immense, they churned up their own winds and swept away the morning fog, transforming the coastline into something almost otherworldly. The footage of Sleber's descent became instantly iconic, even being set to solemn music, as if paying tribute to the life-threatening intensity of the moment. Sleber described, "I'll never forget the sensation of the wave rearing up behind me. Right then, I knew this was something on a totally different level. I had never felt anything like it before." To verify the magnitude of this wave, a painstaking process of photogrammetry, think high school geometry, not artificial intelligence, will decide whether Sleber's ride enters the record books. The global buzz around his feat has lit up the surfing world, drawing fresh attention to Mavericks and conjuring memories of local legend Jeff Clark, the first person to ride Mavericks' titanic waves 50 years ago. For Clark, now 68, this is validation. "This proves Mavericks is the real deal," he insists. When he first paddled out as a 17-year-old, Mavericks was a secret, a far cry from its present-day reputation. Over the last decade, Mavericks' spotlight has been eclipsed by Nazaré, a Portuguese fishing town where Leviathan waves routinely thundered just offshore, transforming the area into both a tourist magnet and a proving ground for those chasing surfing's biggest prize. Nazaré has claimed 5 world records so far. So is it about to be dethroned? This is what makes Sleber's run so captivating. Along most of California's coast, surfers shudder at waves over 20 feet. Yet on that now famous day, Mavericks delivered sets 5 times as tall. Sleber's journey to this moment is just as remarkable. Raised on surf videos, he once paddled 28 miles with his dad at age 14, from Santa Cruz to Monterey, a taste of the risk and endurance that would define him. Sponsored by drink and supplement brands but still working construction in the off-season, he chases giant swells wherever they form. When he learned about the historic Mavericks forecast, he raced home from Hawaii, convinced he'd regret missing this rare opportunity the rest of his life. It was also a somber milestone. Exactly 30 years before, Hawaiian surf legend Mark Fu died at Mavericks, succumbing to a punishing underwater hold-down known as a 2-wave set, a reminder of the ever-present peril. Most days, Maverick surfers paddle out under their own power, but on this occasion, the sheer size of the surf forced nearly everyone to enlist motorized partners for tow-ins. That morning saw a gathering of rescue teams, videographers, and top-tier surfers, all aware of the extreme risks. Frank Quirarte, documenting the day, captured the tense build-up on his Instagram feed. "The ocean is bubbling up. It's coming now, for sure." As Sleber, towed by friend Luca Padua, released his line and dropped into the watery abyss. Onlookers braced for either a miracle or mayhem. Hurtling downward at speeds approaching 40 miles per hour, the wave rising beneath him was so enormous that Sleber briefly felt frozen in time, almost like surfing backwards. Your body hits almost a survival mode, he reflected. He barely recalls making it safely off the wave, nor the cheers that erupted. Watching from a sea-doo nearby, Jeff Clark, a man intimately acquainted with both the awe and cost of Mavericks, was in disbelief. That wave was a freak of nature, a unicorn. News outlets took note. The New York Post ran a splashy headline. ESPN aired a segment. In the 9 months since, teams of judges have methodically analyzed the evidence, stitching photos, measuring the wave, even stacking images of Sleber's hunched form as if building a human ruler up the face. Bill Sharp from the sport's new governing body shared that their multi-angle review would be the final say. If it's a record, Guinness World Records will ratify it. At Saturday's award dinner, the biggest bombshell will finally be dropped. Sleber's main competition? 2 Hawaiian Chargers, who've also tackled monsters, but none with Sleber's historic drama riding on the result. But here's the twist. Record or not, Sleber's Mavericks ride has reignited the spot's reputation for fearsome waves, demanding respect from even the bravest surfers. As Judge Sharp summarized, behind him was this gaping mouth of death. No matter what the measurement says, he rode it flawlessly. That's what counts. So here's the part most people miss. Does it really matter if the wave was 80, 100, or 108 feet? Or is the ride itself, the willingness to face down nature's fury, the ultimate achievement? Now, it's your turn. Is Mavericks back as the king of big wave spots? Or does Nazare still hold the crown? Does official recognition make the feat greater? Or is the adventure itself what really inspires us? Jump in the comments and let us know where you stand. Your take might just change the story.